Oh, nice. Well, my name's Kevin. I'm thinking about buying it today.
No, don't think about buying nothing because you ain't gonna buy it.
Okay. Welcome back, shoppers. If you're looking for houses at half price, boy, do we have some in stock for you. Take a second, subscribe, and drop a like on this video because I just pulled up to a foreclosure auction in Massachusetts, and I am looking to buy houses on clearance and share my experience with you to help you do the same. If you're brand new to this channel, my name is Kevin. I'm half of Two Guys Take on Real Estate, and we wrote the book on how to buy houses through foreclosure auctions. The book, of course, is called Foreclosures Unlocked. It's available on Amazon. Let's do our due diligence together. Let's do a quick walk around and see what we can see about this property before we get started. All right, so we're checking out this property that is now up for foreclosure auction. Now the bidding happens live at the actual property right on the front lawn. Just at a quick glance to evaluate this property and start coming up with your bidding numbers, some of the things I'm going to notice and point out are that the house is nice siding. It looks like the roof is in great shape. But if you look at the upper levels, the third floor windows, would have maybe been an attic at one point in the day, might have been converted to a livable space. A lot of times what they do in this area is they convert the attic level to a whole third apartment. Now the problem with that is most of the time, nobody ever gets it zoned appropriately. So even though it could be really completely code compliant, it never got signed off on by the city and has been used for maybe decades as a 3-family house, when in reality, it's only a 2-family. Now, the big problem here is if you buy this property and win it at foreclosure auction, you're now responsible and you've inherited any of the problems that that property has. So if this has been illegally rented as a 3-family house, you're now the new landlord of an illegal unit, and you have to start sorting that out. And that can get real messy. Messy equals expensive. So you got to start factoring these kind of things in to your bidding strategy, meaning you're buying an occupied property. My guess is it's probably a rental property. These are not former owners or current owners in there. It's probably rentals. You're going to want to start adjusting for some of the complications you're going to be dealing with when it comes to factoring that in. Take that into consideration. But when you look at this house, it looks like the upper level that has nice windows. You see belongings in it. You see an air conditioner unit sticking out of one of it. It's a possibility that that third floor is tied into the second floor and is just one big multi-floor apartment. But my gut tells me it's not. Judging by what you see at a glance when you look at the property, you can see junky car parts everywhere, some broken down vehicles in the yard, probably not registered, just trash bags on the porch, really unkempt litter and unkempt stuff around the property itself. So given that they've already poked their head out a couple times and kind of making angry remarks to other bidders that have walked on this public sidewalk, I'm thinking that if you were to buy this property, you're going to be dealing with some real headaches with the tenants or occupants of it. And for me, again, you got to factor that in to the bid price. Everything's a great deal at the right number. You just got to figure out what that number is going to be. And the occupants here are a big wild card. And I would budget heavily as part of like your rehab budget to deal with that. Oh, nice. Well, my name's Kevin. I'm thinking about buying it today.
No, don't think about buying nothing because you ain't gonna buy it.
Okay.
Because I don't know where you all get this idea from. This house.
From the newspaper.
From the newspaper?
Yeah.
I don't care what newspaper it is. We just get a call yesterday from the people that said the house belongs to us. I don't understand what's going on.
I don't know.
Okay. So what were you trying to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and buy this place.
Go ahead. That's your business. I don't care what you do.
Oh, you seem like it because you're over here yelling at me about it.
Why?
You seem like you care what I'm doing, don't you?
Hey. I asked you. Don't f with me. Because I don't care.
Excuse me?
You hear what I said?
Do you hear what? I'm sorry, you're contradicting yourself a lot, so it's hard to understand what you're saying.
Why?
Step away.
Don't tell me step away. Who do you think you are?
I just told you who I am. Step away. You approached me.
Yes, I approached you.
Back off.
Because I don't know what's going on.
What? Now you're changing that.
Listen,
you approach me with a better attitude, you're going to get a better response.
Hey, we just get a host.
First of all, I offered to shake your hand right off the bat. I offered to shake your hand, and you started mouthing off. Okay? You can approach me all differently. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can stand here on the sidewalk and look at the house I want to buy. That's exactly what we're doing here.
Go up there and report to see what I want to do.
That's exactly what we're doing here. That was fun.
Guess it was.
Okay, so I don't know what the hell that was. I think perhaps he's the owner, current owner, former owner, possibly called by the tenants. I don't know. Essentially approached very aggressively and continued to be combative during it, demanding that who are we, what are we looking at the house for, all this other stuff, without providing any answers or information of his own. Again, if you're confused, if you're concerned, being aggressive and mean, profane, probably not the best way to go about getting answers from a complete stranger that you meet on the sidewalk. So I kind of don't know. And the guy got his car and he left again. I kind of think he was called by the occupants. No idea. I'm sure the stuff is going to play out. The reason I like that interaction, as crazy as that sounds, is it kind of helps you identify a lot more about what kind of caliber of people you're going to be dealing with if you end up acquiring this property. Remember, there's a lot of ways in which a property can be distressed, and one of the most expensive variables is people. So a distressed property might be a beautiful home, occupied or in possession of by nut jobs or very combative people who are perhaps willing to be criminal, damage the place, make false allegations, not be reasonable or able to communicate. It's really good to get as much of this information out now before you bid. It's crazy, it's wild, it's something a lot of people don't think about. And honestly, stuff like that has found its way into our book, Foreclosures Unlocked. It's worth reading about to learn about how the people aspect of property can greatly influence your success.
240,000. 240,000, 241 anywhere. 240,000 to the bank on the advance. Going once, twice during the last call. Sold to the bank.
Well, there you have it. The bank took this one back. So the bank is actually going to become the owner of this property now because they bid what was probably their lien at $240,000. Their bid was way higher than ours would have definitely ever been, or any other investor would have hit. In fact, I talked with one of the other investors and their bid was tens of thousands of dollars lower than what the bank put in as basically their reserve bid. Now, I know a lot of people ask, why are the banks allowed? How come the bank bid on their own property? That's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not the bank's property until after they bid their lien and win their auction, and then they close on the property. So what's going to happen is the bank's going to become the owner of this house right now, and the bank, well, after they close, and the bank is going to basically become a landlord to probably some very questionable tenant situations. One, my gut tells me that people have not been paying rent here for years. I could be completely wrong. But when I look at that property and I see junk cars, unregistered cars, cars with smashed windows, flat tires, and trash, car parts, and junk all around the yard, I don't see people that really care or respect the home that they live in. The property went through foreclosure. Again, to me, that probably thinks, hey, maybe there was no income coming from the tenants renting the property to the owner. The owner couldn't pay the mortgage and gave up or walked away from the property. I don't really know, but I can tell you, when the bank takes it over and owns it, the bank is going to get that place vacant, they're going to board it and secure it, and they're going to sell it on the market through their REO department. That's my guess of what's going to happen next. I can't wait to bring you some updates on this property as well as tons of the other auctions that we go to. Remember, we've gone to thousands of auctions. We have bought hundreds of properties at clearance prices, and we basically wrote the book on how you can do this stuff too. I hope you buy a copy, and I hope I see you on the next video.